Bachelor Nation, will you accept this rose? We love you. Love is in the air.
It's magic.
'Cause love is on the air.
On TV.
So love is on the air.
Podcast.
It's a podcast.
Podcast.
Love is in the air.
It's magic.
'Cause love is on the air.
On TV.
So love is on the air.
A podcast.
It's a podcast. Andy, Liv, Sarah, and Glenn. Bachelor Pod, it's the Bachelor Pod. It's a podcast about the Bachelor.
The Bachelor Pod starts now.
Welcome to the Bachelor Pod. We start off today's pod with some somber news coming out of the Hull household. Guys, I'll take it over to you. Just quick news in the Bachelor Pod universe.
Yeah.
Our Bella is passed away. The little kitty that you heard, the little noises, the little meows, she passed away this weekend, and we're very sad.
Yeah.
A big a part of this pod as any of us, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our house is definitely have a bit of an empty spot in it now.
Has anyone, I'm sure some of our listeners have lost a pet before. How do you deal with the absence you feel in your home?
And your heart.
And your heart. It's so weird, though. Home is the worst place to be right now, everyone.
Aw.
Anyways, not to be too sad off the
Sarah's-
top, but I'm
Sarah's-
getting real.
Sarah's had Bella for 12 years.
Yeah. We grew up together.
Yeah. She has not lived in this city in Toronto without her.
Yeah, like full-time living.
Yeah.
I was in college for a bit, and that's it.
And I've lived with her for about 6.5.
6.5,
or
7
so.
years almost.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a real big loss that we're
Yeah.
having over here. So, just want to let everybody know that you won't be hearing any more little meows on
meows.
the podcast anymore, sadly.
Yeah, and a lot of people probably assumed that those meows were fake, but those were real meows
Yep,
coming out
those
of
were
Bella. She
real
was so
meows.
good. She was so good at performing on cue.
Yeah.
She loved the show. She loved the pod. She loved all of you.
She really did.
She really did. She had a real personality. She really liked to talk to people.
Yeah, she talked.
That's for real.
She really
Yeah.
did talk.
Yeah, she really
Talk
did.
back. And you know what? If we talk about it anymore, I'll probably cry. So I think
Aw.
that's probably enough for now.
Okay.
Well, I know everyone's wondering, do you guys have another plan for another cat? What is you
Ooh.
going to take a pause on the pet game? Or
Pause
what's
on the
story?
pet game. I can't.
Pause on the pet game.
it-
Fair
she
enough.
leaves a big hole in my
Yeah,
heart.
definitely.
And but in a few months, Andy thinks we'll just end up taking them on. But I want to foster, just to like help. In like months, in like 6 months or something, maybe foster a couple of
Sure,
cats.
just for a few months. Yeah.
But I really just wouldn't it be nice to help the kitties have a home for a bit and
for
then
just a bit.
just a bit. And I
Yeah,
really don't want to.
sure.
Anyways, also, have you ever fostered a cat?
Sarah's trying to sneak more cats in.
No, I
the
don't. I
house.
don't want a new cat.
Sneaky.
I just want the
Oh.
memory of Bella, and I cuddle her blanket every night. That's where I'm
Aw.
at, guys.
Oh man, that's cute. Well, we can do some meows throughout the pod because I know it's an
Okay.
integral part of this. So if you guys ever feel the need to meow during this or any future episode, just let one rip, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Well, continuing with the somber news,
Yeah.
this week's episode was a real piece of shit.
Yeah. It was.
Dud.
Honestly, I want to say this now. I know it was like halfway through or whatever, but I have to talk about it now because I don't want to forget. She was falling asleep when who was she talking to? She was
One of
falling-
those guys she barely knew.
No, she was falling asleep hard when Eric was telling her about Baltimore.
when Eric was
Oh.
telling her about Baltimore. If you watch it, the episode was so bad that inside of it, she was trying to keep herself awake. It's so obvious.
It's very obvious.
If
yeah.
you clock
man.
into it, and I was like, "Hey Andy, she's falling asleep," and he's like, "Oh my God, you're right." And she kept like moving to try and stay
Yeah.
awake.
I know what that's like. I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
work night shift.
Yeah, they're working night shifts on this show.
Yeah.
Boring at this point. This is the time
Well-
of season when it does get boring anyway.
You know who else was falling asleep during that episode? All of us.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
I actually was. There's a few parts where I blacked out. And I can only explain it this way is that they didn't have time in the rest of the season being what we've seen already, to show anything regarding Adam or Matt, because obviously they had a connection with her, right? There's no denying.
guess,
To make
yeah.
to make it this far, that's no producer's move because they're really boring too, right? but they just didn't make the cut. And then by now they're like, oh God, what do we do? And the thing that really pisses me off is that at no point did Rachel have to be confronted with the fact that those two didn't get one-on-ones.
That didn't come up at all. I could not believe it.
Maybe they did and we didn't see it.
Who knows?
Like, that's so weird. I felt the exact same way.
I'm not convinced they did have a real connection, because otherwise she would have taken them on one-on-ones instead of like Peter again and Dean again.
Yeah. And like if you were Matt and Adam, I kept saying throughout the thing, once that third one got announced that it was Peter, wouldn't they have been like, okay, well, I'm going to go now?
Yeah, I want to leave with a shred of my dignity.
Yeah.
That's a quit.
Let's get out of here.
I guess they thought that it was just like even playing field between the three on the bottom, but even at that point, like, you're on the bottom. There's no way you're beating out Dean, Peter, and Brian at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, Adam was definitely delusional. That was sort of his arc in the whole episode.
Yeah, when he said that thing, like, I don't want you to think that what would have happened if I didn't kick off Adam. She's not going to think that. I don't even know if she knows your name.
Yeah, don't worry, Adam.
But should we go through the dates? Should we go through the ep in order?
Yeah,
let's do it.
As we go through the dates, let's sort of evaluate these guys as to their chances going forward. I'm sure that'll come up naturally, but we're heading into hometowns next week, so things are heating up. Is it any surprise who's heading to hometowns? Probably not really for most of us. That's usually how it goes, but whatever.
Yeah.
So the episode begins with Rachel saying that there wouldn't be a rose ceremony, but rather there'd be 3 one-on-one dates and then a 3-on-1 date, with the assumption that Adam and Matt would get at least one of those.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Multiple one-on-one dates means like, oh, let's make up for the time we haven't had with these people. Anyways,
you think that, yeah.
Yeah, and there might be one double up.
Sure, yeah.
But
yeah, one double up, fine.
One double up, cool. But then so we had the first one. Andy and I did miss a bunch of this because I fell asleep because I've been a bit of a sad sack, and Andy just forgot to start the show.
Well, I didn't know we were watching it live. I thought we'd watch it later. Anyway.
But
anyways, carry on, Glenn. I interrupted you.
Sorry.
Of all the episodes for you to miss some of, this is the best.
Yeah, this was a totally unnecessary episode. And if you out there missed it and you're like, oh, listen to the pod and maybe I'll pause it if there's some spoilers coming up, don't worry. Don't watch it.
You know
Listen
what happens. Trust me.
Hey,
so the first date was with...
You guys have your lights on, right?
Our what on?
Your lights.
Oh, yeah, we got our lights
on. Okay.
Here, I'll add some more.
Oh, okay. All right, carry on.
There
Anyways.
we go.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Looking good.
Just
Tune
for
into YouTube for the live look.
Yeah,
For
there
a
you go.
live look.
All right. Anyway,
so off the bat, we had a Big Bri get the #1 date card, which again was a shock because it feels like he's getting a date every single episode.
Yeah. It's insane. Him and his fake cheeks.
Guy's got roses stored in those cheeks because he's getting one like every fucking hour of the day.
Yeah.
And he got, not only did he get the date, but he got a fucking awesome date where he got the date where you get free stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
he got
what
the
happened?
luxury date.
He got the luxury date. So they went to the Breitling. Is that how you pronounce it? Breitling or Breitling. It's a fancy Swiss watch company. And he got like a dope watch with a black leather arm
Rachel
wristband.
bought it for him.
Yeah, Rachel bought it for him. And he goes, I like the black. And then she goes, you do? Like acknowledging their racial differences.
Okay.
And
personally, I was not a fan of the watches that they chose, but that's just
I didn't mind the one Brian picked. I definitely would have picked a leather wristband as well.
Not a fan of the white stitching on the black, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I digress.
So this followed the path of most other Brian dates, where it was prefaced with Rachel being worried that he's too smooth and too good, and then him just doing his whole thing, his face-holdy porn kisses, and his assurances that everything's okay. Although this time he did mention a bit about his personal life, with something about how he got sent to private school after he told his mom he wanted an earring.
Another lame story.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to catch up with these stories, man. It's just not working.
I think at this point, if she's still questioning it, then she knows that that's what's going on. Like, I saw him in this episode, and now I was like, oh, he's too smooth. It's gotten to the point where I don't see a normal guy. I see a guy trying.
When they were having dinner, He was sitting not even an inch away from her face the entire time when they were talking, and it was driving me insane.
Yeah, it was gross. And
I also hate, I have personal space issues, so I would hate that if anyone did it, even you. But
whoa, okay.
But even she's trying to get him to open up, and he's an inch away from her face trying to make out with her and not taking it seriously.
Now, I don't know if you guys saw this part, but there was a nice intercut thing back at the apartment where Dean is telling Eric, I believe, that they shouldn't worry too much about Brian because Brian's a 37-year-old man who's been chasing ladies for the last 18 years of his life, and that he knows exactly what to say to a woman. So he was kind of echoing what Rachel's fear is, that this guy's just a ladies' man and that at the end of the day, there won't be any substance. So old Diener, again, played sort of the show's consciousness. He's been a great vocal commentator. So, there was also a part, if you guys missed it, that Brian had gone to a wedding in Colombia. He brought his then girlfriend with him.
Saw that part.
And then the girlfriend did not get along with Brian's mom.
That's where we kind of came in. Yeah.
Now, fans of The Bachelor Canada, are we thinking maybe Brian's mom? We got a bit of a Kevin type
W.
situation.
Yeah. And then
I'm beginning to think that story is why he's on the show.
As in,
like, they don't usually get people as old as him to be on this show.
But maybe he said that.
The fact that that story is something he's saying to her now is like, oh, the producers were like, oh man, we need another big home. Like, if this guy gets the hometowns, that's going to be a huge.
Well,
and you know what? Spoiler, like, coming up, I think hometowns is going to be huge.
I
Dean's
feel
dad,
Dean's dad.
Brian's
I don't want to
mom.
make fun of him
This
too
is
much.
gonna be nuts.
But
I just want to see a show that's all hometowns at this point. Like they're quickly becoming the best episodes of the season. JoJo's mom just chugging wine. Like, this is great.
oh yeah.
Hometowns are always my favorite.
When Dean just mentions his dad as being eccentric, I'm like, oh, he probably just, flies off his tongue, like whatever. And then you see him, and you're like, oh, he's very eccentric.
Yes.
One of the most eccentric
yeah.
man I've just ever even seen. And
The second I saw him, I was like, oh, I get it.
Oh, and then he was like crying on the floor on these like colorful pillows, and I was like, poor Dean.
Yeah,
This
and
poor
that
man.
I don't know if that was the exterior shot of Dean's dad's house, or because they made it was confusing whether it was his house or Eric's house in Baltimore. I think it was Dean's dad's house, but it looked pretty crummy from the outside.
Oh yeah.
And Dean always talks about his dad. They loved going dirt biking when they were kids. That was what brought their family together. So I kind of pictured this old grizzled dirt biker. Like, that's why he's eccentric.
Yeah,
like,
me
he's
too.
just an old grease monkey. And then, oh no, man.
Yeah, it was a real surprise. That's what shocked me. It wasn't like, I don't know. I was like, oh, I thought he was like this snowboarder dad because he like took him. What did he say? Snowboarding and stuff.
Yeah, snowboarding, dirt biking.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, what a shock. Just echoing.
I mean, if you take that turban off, maybe that's sort of what he would look like an old
That's true.
dude. Like,
Put
he's
him
just
in a no
white guy
ear
with
t-shirt.
a big old beard, like.
Yeah. Back to this date with Brian. I was gonna say something about. Oh, he's kind of reminding me of the guy Ed that Jillian ended up with. He was in Paradise. He was in Bachelor Pat.
Yes, yes, I remember this guy. Yeah.
And he was a real like showy guy, a real talker, a real charismatic guy, but then definitely a ladies' man. I get the same vibe off of them. I get it that maybe they're in it to be famous. That's what I'm getting from Brian a bit. That he's in it to win it here, to actually just win. Not necessarily be with.
Yeah, figuratively, just to win at the show, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to be the Bachelor, I think.
He just doesn't seem like a real person.
Yeah.
And I mean, go ahead, Sarah.
I was just going to say, I think she's had a lot of that, and that sucks.
Yeah, and that's the producer's fault, man.
Yeah.
They're not. I gotta say, weak crop. You know what I mean? The fact that Jason and Matt are there this late is pretty,
weak crop.
pretty brutal for the crop. That being said, like, Kenny did leave of his own will, basically, and there were some other weird things that happened. So, but I think it's a bad crop.
I still would have liked to see Alex and Anthony make it further, especially Anthony. He was such a
could
sweetheart.
Could you not have had those two in the final six instead?
I know. Alex and Anthony were quality guys, I think.
And I don't think Anthony ends up in Paradise. I saw a picture, so I know some of the guys that end up in Paradise. that I won't reveal.
I don't think I want him in paradise.
No.
I think I want him to leave this
That's
show.
true.
I want him to find a woman that's not on TV.
Yep.
I don't want him to live a nice, quiet life.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name from the Canadian one that did that?
Oh, yeah.
The runner-up.
Oh, the blonde dude? No.
No,
No.
the runner-up.
Oh, Mikkel.
Mikkel, yeah.
Mikkel was around.
Yeah, he's
Settled down. He's off the radar.
he has a private Instagram account. I can't get in there. I've requested it a few times.
Persistence is key in that situation.
Yes, maybe we're both from
times.
Ottawa, so I'm like, maybe he thinks he knows me. Maybe there's somebody we have a connection with. Change my profile picture every time. Maybe change my last name.
You sneak. You are
Sneaky.
These are some Instagram secrets coming out. You can use them for if you want to follow someone with a private account who says no the first time.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah's guide to being a creep.
Just change it. Yeah, just change your name to something super basic, like Dave.
What about just Mikkel's friend?
Hey, Mikkel, remember me?
Find out what high school he went to and name yourself like Ottawa Valley, class of 91.
I think he went to
Go
Marival.
Pirates or whatever.
You went to what?
Marival. I think he went to my mom's high school. I think, but I don't know if he's from. No, wait. He wasn't from Ottawa, was he?
No, I don't think he's from Ottawa.
He just lives in
there, yeah.
Ottawa. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'll find
Oh
him.
well. So Brian gets the rose. Now throughout each one of these one-on-one dates, each of the three, they tried to make you believe that something was going to go wrong on the date and the guy wouldn't end up with the rose, which obviously didn't happen. Brian's case, it was the whole, is he too smooth? And then Dean up next was whether or not he'd be able to open up and get past the silly phase of their relationship, which in this edit, it did take him a while to get over the hump and kind of express what was bothering him, which was his eccentric dad and his family stuff, which when he eventually revealed it was like, it was pretty emotional. Felt for old Diener there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I thought Dean was losing it here. I thought he was on his way
I thought
out.
he just wouldn't open up at all.
Yeah, no, totally. I thought the same thing. He seemed so awkward, and I was like, what is his problem? Like, what's going on right now? You've already told her the craziest story about your family. Like, what else are you afraid to reveal at this point?
Because hometowns are coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're afraid to reveal at this point. Guess what? I seen it at the end of the episode, man.
Yeah, we seen it.
We seen it, man.
Yeah,
We seen it,
We
man.
know what you're talking about, man.
Here's the thing, though. That showed his age. That showed, I know some of it was editing, but some of it was just him being obviously very awkward. And that, for me, even though he kind of came around in the end, I'm like, nah, this isn't a fit.
Oh, no.
No, it's
you
not. No.
you can't talk to people.
No.
You
No.
just can't.
And he got dealt a bad hand because he got a shit date. Like he had to go to church in a different
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Boring.
Like how are you supposed to connect on a date like that? So maybe if he got a watch, maybe he would have loosened up a little. I don't know.
I would have.
He would have been better for the watch.
What would you guys want to get? What would be your luxury date? What would be
within reason?
No, not like JoJo got
Oh, not within
diamonds.
reason.
Not JoJo.
Oh, I know.
Jade got diamond. What's her name? Jade.
I would be like, we went to a guitar store and they're like, you can pick any guitar you want.
Oh, I
Because I'm a rock.
That's cool. All right, take me to the Oculus Rift store and get me the craziest VR setup.
Ooh,
That would be
VR, so
sick.
virtual reality. I want diamonds for sure. If I could just have what Jade and Ted, yeah, she got so many diamonds. Remember, she got a bunch of diamonds that she could keep. It was
She got
a
a lot of
necklace and
diamonds.
earrings, and they were a carat each.
Yo, I don't know.
I would lose it, and then I would sell it all.
So you just want money? What if they just cut the middleman out? Just give you money. You just want money.
What a
We're going
luxury
to this-
date!
We're going to
Luxury
the
date.
Swiss Mint.
Just give me $100,000.
Yeah.
I'll be good.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
We're going to
be a
what
dream.
is it? The Mint. Yeah, we're going
The
to print
Mint.
some money and you can have it. You just
What
have
a-
money.
What a joke! That would be so good.
That'd be awesome. Fresh cut fucking bills.
Yeah,
God.
man. I just.
Yeah. Christmas bills.
Let's even cut out the further middleman. Just put a direct deposit right in my bank account. I don't
Yeah.
need the bills. Don't give me the bills.
You know what? I don't
might
need to
lose
go
them.
on a date.
That's fine.
My luxury date is hanging out with the girls while the Bachelor goes on a date with someone else. Put that money in my bank account. I'm gonna have a
What
chill.
if you went to a crazy cat playground?
No, I don't get to
What?
keep any unless I got to keep a kitten.
Yeah, you do get to keep them. It's the luxury
Part of the
date.
deal, you get to take the cutest one, your favorite.
Okay,
home.
if it was like a Bengal
Yeah.
paradise,
Yes,
a
it is.
Bengal
It's like
cat
a fun-
paradise,
It's like a jungle.
because I would
Those
love.
are hard to take care of. They got a lot of
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
But they're kind of wild. That's why I always wanted like a half wild cat.
Oh,
Or you
interesting.
know what? Ooh, this would be my actual like realistic luxury date. I get to go hang out with lions. Like and pet wild cats and like lie down with them and have a chill.
That's
not
cool.
See, that's not a luxury date because you don't get to take something. You don't get a prize from it.
And then
Like,
they
you
give
get a great
me
experience. Like
$1
that would be
million
a good.
at
Yeah,
the end.
exactly.
Then there's a collar around one of the lion's neck with a little box full of gold.
Oh my God, Glenn, you have finished my dream date. Andy, now you know.
Yeah.
I think I think I'll stick with the guitar because it was my first instinct, and then the date would be like, you know, in season 2 of Master of None, where Aziz and Eric Wareheim get to go to the best. Oh, you guys are shaking your heads. Okay, well they get to go to the best restaurant in the world in Italy, and the
Ooh.
chef cooks
Yeah.
their the 12-course meal for them.
Cool.
So that, and then I get taken to like the Fender factory, and then they give me the guitar, they give me a new amp. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Joe Perry from Aerosmith is there and he teaches me a few licks.
That's who the
Well, that was just the first person that came to mind.
Joe Perry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
Aerosmith.
you know, it's funny that you said Joe Perry because it would be someone like that, but I don't even think it would be because like The Bachelor, you know, they get like whatever, they get whatever.
It would be sure that guy
It
from
would be-
Kiss.
Yeah, it would even be a step down from Joe Perry, I think.
It would be that guy from Kiss that does everything. Your buddy there. Kiss.
It would be like,
Gene
no,
Simmons.
No, Gene Simmons plays
All
bass,
fancy.
first of all.
Oh, sorry.
So it wouldn't be him. But I'm thinking even someone, it would be like who's the guitar player from the Scorpions or something?
see, I was thinking like maybe it's the guy who's in the Red Hot Chili Peppers now who's not John Frusciante. Like
That
guy that
fits.
nobody knows.
Yeah, that's
I think it would be Eric Clapton.
no way. You wish. Not a chance.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's very
Whip.
good. He's not gonna do it,
What
man.
would luxury item be?
item.
Maybe a haute couture gown.
Not a gown. When am I going to wear a gown? Like
fucking know.
once a year? If that. Something. Yeah.
Like a
giant
shopping
TV.
spree?
Yeah. I was
Ooh.
thinking that and like.
That's just money. That's just the same as Sarah. That's just
No,
money
but
again.
that's a luxury thing, right? Like if you went to Rodeo Drive and you could go to all the stores you want to go to and get like premium clothing, that's pretty sick.
So everything you want.
Well, I don't know. Well,
Just go. I just go crazy like
man.
shopping.
Your guys'
and-
luxury picks are as weak as your dark horse.
oh my God.
Oh wow!
Do we not forget my
Controversial.
Lion Paradise where I get a
Lion Paradise?
box
you get a
of
box
gold?
of gold? I don't know, man. Sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. Yours is a new VR set.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoopty
Cool.
shit.
Something real. That is.
How are you
they
gonna
can-
get that back on the
producers can actually
plane?
line that up.
Like that's
How am I
gonna.
gonna
I
get
live
back
in
on
the
a
real
plane?
world. I am not going to ruin my real world experience with all of these fantasies.
There you go.
Gotta
I'm
have
not even going
fantasies.
to.
Gotta have
No,
fantasies.
no. I'm a realist. I would go shopping, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I like that too. I'd go shopping, riding a lion.
Not bad.
Not
Not
bad.
bad. Well, here's not a fantasy. What's his name? Dean's dad. I was gonna say, segue back into The Bachelor. I was gonna say what's interesting in the preview. I'm jumping ahead a little. The preview next week. It doesn't look like any of these hometowns go well, and we've said before on this podcast that if the one that looks like it goes the best is probably the one that the guy's not going to get the rose, right?
Yeah.
So the ones that go the worst are the ones most likely to end up being the winner. And we'll talk about what we see on the preview later, but
Yeah,
I
that's
was
a
just
good point.
interested that, no one, I don't know if, I guess it could be argued that Peter is still number one.
It
Let's
looks
talk about
like
you.
Brian ends up at her house. I don't know what happened.
What
Yeah, that's
happened
also
there?
true.
What is
We were
We'll
gonna
talk
talk about
about that later. We'll
Yeah,
get to
I was
it.
like, Liv was like, that's weird. Why
Well,
are they there? I was like, well, it's because
it
he's from
didn't
Dallas.
say-
And then I was like, oh, wait. no,
Chris
he's not.
Harrison didn't say next week on The Bachelor. He said this season or something like more ambiguous like
Oh,
that.
okay. I didn't pick up.
But also, I'm like, does that mean there's not an episode next week? I mean, that would work for us quite well, but
Yeah, that would work with our schedules. I'm not
yeah,
trying to think of if there's any big event next week, but I don't know. There's no major holiday.
maybe it's my
but we'll see.
brother's wedding. Everybody's taking some
Real
time off.
love.
Okay, so now we're on whose date?
Well, let's talk about Petey's date, and he got a great date as well. He got to fly in a helicopter into the Swiss Alps, where his beard and hair got perfectly dusted with snow. Where they had another serious convo, which has been sort of the theme, and Peter sort of played that person who isn't sure if he's really invested in this relationship because it's been so hard, but the only reason he stuck through it is because of Rachel, and that he really, really, really likes her, but that's as far as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I honestly, I'm not just saying this to keep up the game. I did get fooled when he's like, I'm the one making her cry. I think we all did, didn't we? And then we find out he's just talking about an ex-girlfriend and not about Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That was
I
a
mean,
real trick.
I didn't have another theory as to what was happening, so I guess in that
I was
way,
worried.
I guess I was sort
I
of
was
tricked,
like,
but I
oh,
never
no.
really thought he was
I
talking
just
about
forgot
Rachel.
about that.
Yeah,
Because
like
it wasn't even a big moment to me in the preview, so I was like, yeah.
I just don't trust anything those previews show me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that's Dean's dad.
It is.
That would be really funny if it was like, and now we're going to take you to a fortune teller before.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you something super disturbing about your future, and you're gonna cry on his pillows. It's gonna be
We're
really
totally
terrible.
right. He's just an old gearhead with like a half-decent motorcycle
actually-
garage.
Yeah, he has a garage attached to his fortune telling business. He is an old grease monkey after all.
Oh, man.
My thing I love about this though, because it does happen a lot on that if that is his dad, is that they just like when they decide to talk about very real things when the Bachelor cameras happen to be there. Like he had this conversation with his dad before about his mother, and he decides
out of them, right?
because remember when I forget who it was. I think it was the Southern lady. What's her name? What's the Southern Raven? When Raven's like, mom and dad told her about her dad not having cancer anymore, and I'm like, this is the time you choose to tell me this?
You waited for TV.
You
cameras?
waited for TV cameras? It's very weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. That being said, guys, I have to go,
Okay.
but that's a bummer because this is a real fun episode. But before, I just wanted to say I'm jumping the gun now because I got to talk about what we're going to talk about at the end of the episode. I kind of feel bad for Dean because of that. So this is actually
me
related to
too.
what we're saying. Cause,
Me too, yeah.
Man, this is a big thing he's got to talk to his dad about, and it has to be on TV. Where now he's going to have to deal with all these people making fun of his dad and like talking about like people like us.
A lot of
laughing at the
memes.
fact
A lot
that
of
he's an old
memes coming
gearhead.
out.
Yep.
A lot
what I
of
mean?
Dean's dad memes.
Yeah,
Here's the
right?
thing,
Like,
though.
we're-
If that's the thing, I understand both sides completely. I feel so bad for him that this is so embarrassing he has to deal with it. But at the same time, what a ridiculous father to have.
You understand both sides of it in that you understand it's difficult and that his dad's a weirdo.
Yeah. I feel really
that's
bad
the
for
other
him,
side of
but
it,
I
yeah.
understand people making fun of it because we see the shot. We all think he's
Yeah.
one thing, and then he's like, what is he?
Yeah,
What is
it's-
this guy?
It's
We haven't
bonkers.
really heard him say much yet, so I'm
He
willing
seemed
to hear him
drunk.
out.
He seemed
Yeah.
drunk, and that's sad for me. If his dad's like a drinker, and that's partly why this is all the way it is, then I feel very bad for him.
Guys,
Speculation.
a lot of
here.
speculation here.
He's
Talking about
an
him
alcoholic
being
and he
drunk.
does cocaine.
Yeah, we don't know any of that stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, guys obviously went through a pretty terrible, traumatic loss. So, it's got to be tough to then look at the internet and there's a million people making fun of your dad because your mom died. Like that's why he's like that. Anyways,
Or he was like that
really
before,
rough. Really
and he
rough.
had his
I
mom.
don't. No, that's the whole point. He said he wasn't like that before.
So he just bought those clothes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
big
he
time.
did.
He shedded his motorcycle blacks. Anyway.
Yeah. He said goodbye to the wrenches and hello to the giant pillows that you
Oh,
sit on.
talk about
Instead of chairs.
Patreon before you go.
Oh,
That's
go to
your job.
Patreon.com/The Bachelor Pod. Go check it out and help support the show directly if you want.
Listening's the best, but if you feel like doing other things, great.
We missed our meetup last month.
Oh.
But
Oh, no.
yeah.
We owe them two then.
We owe you too.
But we'll do that. I have to go. I have to
Give me a
jet.
kiss on air.
Okay,
Goodbye
but I
kiss.
do have to go. Goodbye, everybody. You guys continue the show without me.
Okay.
Give me a kiss, though.
Later, bud.
Mm. There we go.
Okay. Show
All right.
continuing
Show
without
continuing. Andy's not even here to me anymore. He is right behind me, though.
He's dead to all of us now.
Yeah.
Andy.
Ooh, look
So-
at me all by myself.
Whoa, cool. The maniacs have taken over the asylum.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Andy,
okay.
pack your swim shorts.
don't need to yell.
Oh boy.
Okay. So,
Okay, now do we have anything else to say about Peter right now? I think
The one thing I noticed, it's the classic, like, it happened with Ben and Michelle. Was that her name? Michelle?
I don't know.
Janet?
Ben Flanick and was that her name?
Courtney.
Courtney, right?
Courtney.
How Courtney had the upper hand the whole time, and it seems the same way with Peter, because she's like, "Oh, I don't know if he loves me enough." It's like, no, you make the decision. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
He's playing hard to get, which
he is.
only the most beautiful and hunkiest people are allowed to play that dangerous game.
Same thing happened with Brooks and Desiree.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what the Peter thing was scaring me, because then Brooks left. I can't play hard to get. I have to show someone that I'm into it 100%, or they will pass me by.
I kind of look cool and try to dress my best. And if they don't notice, that's their problem.
Oh, I like it.
It's over. I don't say anything and I don't do anything.
That's how it happened with us, huh?
Yep.
And then,
I can't hit on someone. I can, but very subtly.
Liv, were you like, whoa, look at that shirt. Whoa, look at that guy.
Ooh. Actually, truthfully, when Glenn and I met at work a long time ago, and a coworker of mine pointed him out to me because I worked there about a year or 6 months before he did, and she's like, "Oh, what do you think of that guy, Glenn? He's cute." I was like, "Yeah, I guess," and I just didn't think about him again for a while.
Well, I thought the same thing about you, because you had your hair in a tight ass bun all the time. If you're watching on YouTube, similar to what she's wearing right now. And it wasn't until you put your hair down and like loosened up a little that I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Andy and I weren't into each other at all, and then we just made out watching The Thing, and it's all history.
That's so romantic.
Yeah.
I love that it's The Thing.
The Thing, when the guy's like getting ripped apart.
That's awesome.
Huge makeouts, touch my boob and everything. Sorry for the not safe for work boob talk.
At that age, I think a boob touch goes hand in hand with a makeout.
Of course.
Especially a movie couch makeout. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on.
You gotta feel what's going on a little bit.
Yeah, get the real story.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
So again, at this point in the episode, I was like, I hope that Adam and Matt quit, because I felt bad for them. It's embarrassing. Obviously, she's going to pick Eric. They have had a connection this whole time, but those two decided to go through with it, subject themselves to it, and they went on a rare 3-on-1. They don't do 3-on-1s that often, do they?
No, yeah.
We'd have to check with our resident historians, of which we have none, but I don't know if there's precedent here. But in any case, we knew there was one rose on the line. We knew Eric was going to get it. But before that, she had a little side convo with Eric and Matt. She didn't even have one with Adam before dinner, at least that they showed us. And honestly, I don't even remember what Matt and her talked about.
She said Matt reminded her the most of herself for some reason.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're so similar. I see it too.
She said something about how they had a lot of serious conversations. So it sounds like they had a great time.
Yeah. And sorry, just side note. Yeah. Bachelor Pod fan Nikki pointed out that on a previous episode, Matt had given Rachel a purple napkin. Or napkin or handkerchief or something, and apparently it was embroidered with Prince lyrics, which is really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Which I guess they didn't make a big deal out of. I think Nikki had to pause it to check that out. So cool. I think there's been this underlying thing this whole time, but they just haven't had time.
There has to be, like, even a little something.
Because she cried a lot, too.
Yeah, she was pretty emotional.
And I think it was because she was sleepy. But
she just wanted a nap.
Just wanted to sleep. But I think he was her confidant during this, because I saw a couple times where, especially in the last episode, where he was really like, giving her info about other guys. Like he was kind of like sticking up for Kenny and being like, I think he feels kind of sad. Like he kind of put himself in where Carly kind of put herself, but in more of a friendly way, where he was like, this is how this guy feels. He feels kind of sad, instead of shitting on people. He was a real I think he helped her.
And he seemed really genuinely like a nice guy.
Yeah.
I would say he's a dud, generally speaking, but they did seem to get along, and I do kind of wish we had seen more of them. Maybe on AFR we'll get some unseen footage of them joking around, like in the blooper reel. Maybe we'll see some good stuff. I don't know.
He might be on Paradise. I went on Instagram, of course, and I looked up the hashtag Paradise, Bachelor in Paradise, and there were pictures of them like that were taken from like the water, so like some like paparazzi. And so I there are some people that I don't want to give away, but this guy, who cares if he's on there or not? But he might be. I might have seen him. So if anyone wants,
I can see that.
Yeah. So, but don't
mind.
look at the pictures if you don't want spoilers.
No,
Okay.
I saw one like a month ago, and I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if we just a quick Bachelor in Paradise thing. I don't know if we mentioned this before, but it sounds like I read something that they are going to actually acknowledge the incident on the
Good.
show. They're going to dedicate some time to it. I think they're going to have. I think it might have said they have an interview with DeMario. Obviously, Corinne's not going to have anything to do with it, but I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how they end up handling that. I think
I still feel gross that it's carrying on.
and I feel
Me
gross
too.
that they're going to use that part. They're going to be like on the season premiere of Bachelor in Paradise, like we talk about the incident to get ratings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be gross,
It's all still very gross.
but it will be more fun to talk about than this episode.
That's true. This is
Although I'm
really
having a
bad.
blast with you guys.
Yeah, this is great.
Bye, Andy. Woohoo!
Now, Adam's whole chipper, happy-go-lucky thing in this, that really made him come across as, I guess dorky would be the right word, when he read the card that said this will be difficult, and then he told the guys, like, this isn't difficult. This isn't difficult at all. And then he told her the exact same speech. It was like, excuse me, I choose not to make this difficult. I think I'm going to turn this into a positive experience, blah, 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 blah. It's like,
Whatever you have to tell yourself, buddy.
yeah, just be natural, man.
I think he fell through the cracks. I don't see any connection with him and her. I feel like, and then when he said that thing, he's just living in this weird land of thinking that he's anything when he hasn't got a one-on-one. I liked, what's the other guy's name? I don't even remember.
Matt?
Yes. When he was like, he had his glass of champagne, he's like, I'm going to take this with me.
Yeah. I also huge missed opportunity to not show Adam's mannequin or
Adam
dummy
Jr.
in France.
Yeah, his
Oh,
home,
Liv, you're right.
country. They didn't show him in France. He's from Lyon, apparently.
What a huge burn. I bet they forgot it and they kicked themselves for it.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
huge
they went
mistake.
back through all the B-roll of Adam Jr. Like, do we have anything that looks like France? Anything that looks like France, and they couldn't find it.
Oh.
Who knows, man? Who knows? So Matt gets the hook, and then Eric and what's his name? I forgot. Adam have a dinner together where again you're
Where
supposed
Rachel
to
was
think.
falling asleep.
Yeah, and you're supposed to think that Eric is going to get booted because he brings up his rough childhood in Baltimore, and that
Yep.
he's a little nervous about hometowns because Baltimore's it's a rough spot. He had a rough upbringing. He's a little nervous about that, which was supposed to make Rachel feel nervous, which
And
was supposed to.
she didn't like
yeah.
the fact that he had never brought a girl home before.
Yes,
Which
exactly.
I guess is a little odd at 29.
That's
Yeah.
weird. But you know what? When you learn about maybe what his home life was like, or what his town, you know what I mean? Like, people have weird reasons. Doesn't mean he hasn't had like successful relationships.
If he's super close to his family and he has never brought a girl
Yes,
home,
that
that
is-
might be
Yeah.
That's
bigger
a
red
sign.
flag.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was interesting. I was getting a little, because I like Eric the most out of those three guys, at
Right.
least connection wise, especially
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I hope she doesn't take like Adam over him because of this.
Oh, I know.
Like the table also that they had them at was V small. They like really crunched them in there, the three of them at the end.
Oh, any kind of like 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, I guess they try to make them as uncomfortable as possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Super obvious. It's funny how much you if you watch it all the time and you really dissect it like we do, you can catch that shit right away.
Oh, yeah.
You can see it
Yeah.
all. I mean,
and-
sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be Rachel would have been imagine the backlash if she had gotten rid of Eric because of that. It would have been like, oh, she found out he's from the hood and now she's getting rid of him. You know, like
Yeah.
that would have been really bad.
When she really doesn't know, it was just this weird thing he said. But yeah, she would have
Yeah.
got shit on for sure.
Exactly. But in any case, Adam, much to his surprise, does not get the rose. Eric gets the rose, and Adam claims it's the biggest mistake she'll ever make, something along those lines. Pretty classic.
Classic, yeah.
And exit.
And also said, I said it already, but I just can't get over it. I don't want you to think what would have happened if this was different, if I didn't take Adam. I don't want you to think that. She's not going to think it. You're
No.
gone. You're dead. Go
Yeah,
away.
you're toast. Like there's four
You're
other guys ahead of you. That's a lot. Like I
Yeah.
could understand in the final 2 if you're thinking that, because
Mhm.
it's like, whoa, that was pretty close. But 4 guys ahead of you, like that may seem like not a lot in the grand scheme of The Bachelor. But think about real life.
Yeah.
If you were getting real with a girl and you're like, I really like you. What do you think? We're gonna be girlfriend and boyfriend? And she's like, well, I really like you, but there are 4 other guys I like more than you.
Yeah.
He should
Yeah.
just consider himself lucky he got to stay as long as he did and go on those cool trips.
Yes. 100%. It was just, he's a full demon though. He's got a demon face.
Oh yeah, he's a demon.
We got a demon.
We got a demon. He's got that demon hairline too.
Yes.
I
He
noticed.
doesn't have demon eyes, but the rest of him is all.
He's got a demon nose, demon cheeks,
Yeah.
demon jaw.
A bit of a gargoyle demon, you know?
Yeah, I could see him perched on a downtown building, something
Yeah.
along those lines, turned to stone. Yeah.
I do think he's one of those guys that if I saw in public, I would be attracted to. Like, I
I'm
think.
talking to Glenn, like
Yeah.
he's a bit of a two-face because there were some angles where I was like, oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
kind of cute, and then others it's like, yeah, not so much.
Yeah, I think it's also comparatively, right? Like some of the they get really hot people to be on the
Yeah.
show. So it's like, but if I was just hanging out with him, I'd be attracted to him for sure.
I wonder
He's
that
my
about
type.
Matt too.
Yeah, I think if
Maybe
he seems like he's really tall
Yeah.
and I think he has a bit of a presence about him. So again, it's like, but you put him next to like Dean, who's like a teen heartthrob. Yeah.
Here's a model,
Oh,
a
yeah.
literal model.
Yeah, the rest of them, who she has left, are just all really hot. That is one thing I will say. The 4 that are left are all super hot.
Yeah, they are. I gotta admit.
Except Brian, not my type at all. But
when he
But
puffs out his cheeks, he looks pretty
Objectively,
weird. But
yes.
objectively,
But
yeah.
objectively, right? Like she did pick the cream of the crop that
Yeah.
way. Like
Totally.
Eric's super hot, and
Yeah.
Brian. I'm not a huge fan of Dean, but I can tell that he's attractive. And
if I
Peter's
were
hot.
10 years younger, I would be into Dean, I think.
Yeah, and I had to grow, but Peter I grew to find very hot. At first, I was like, I don't get it, but now I'm like, I think something about his voice. He's got a hot voice.
Dean?
No,
yeah.
Peter.
Oh, Peter. Yeah. Oh, Pete. We get to see Pete's mom in the preview.
Yeah.
Now the whole thing about Pete and the casting doubt there was that Peter's mom telling Rachel he's not necessarily ready for marriage.
Yes.
Which I don't know. I think that's a classic sort
It
of
is.
casting
That
doubt.
happens so much.
I get a feeling she'll be like, well, I really like him, and then Peter's mom will be like, well, as long as you both are happy, you have my blessing. Like it'll be one of those kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so I just don't know. I'm trying hard not to be tricked. I'm really trying hard. But sometimes the hometowns, they really, like with Desiree, remember when her brother was a dick? They showed that, and then he was a dick. So I'm like, ooh, what am I don't know what to think.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and if Peter is the eventual winner, like everyone believes he's going to be, then they're definitely going to edit it so that the hometown looks pretty bad or more
that's
bad
true.
than good, right?
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
I got a feeling Eric's is going to end up being really good, and then he'll be out soon.
Ooh, I think Eric and Peter are the final 2.
Yeah, I think Dean's not going to make it past
No,
hometowns.
no, he's not going to make it.
Not
And I-
because of his crazy dad necessarily, but yeah.
Did you also notice in the few shots we saw of the crazy dad, and you mentioned it briefly, Sarah, all the pillows, and
Yeah.
it seemed like there was a lot of colorful fabric hung up,
Yeah.
as if the production staff went in, they're like, whoa, this place is shit. We've got to
Maybe, yeah.
cover up some of like the weird stuff on the walls or like the stains.
Maybe.
Or, like anti-government posters or something.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe what happened is his mother passed away, and then he like found some kind of religion or some kind
Could
of
be.
spirit guide or something. That's what I mean. Again, I'm totally just guessing, but if he wasn't like that before and he changed drastically, then it's got to
Yeah.
be something that grabbed him to. I mean, I'm fascinated by him. I
Me too.
need to find out. I need to see him talk. I hope it's mostly about his dad. And
I
Yeah.
think it will be. I
And-
think we're going to get what we're hoping for.
And like
here.
Andy mentioned, I feel pretty bad for Dean.
oh,
Like,
I feel
knew-
so bad for him.
I knew a kid growing up who lived in our area, which was fairly well off, but his house was always like kind of in disrepair, right? So
Oh.
no one had gone over to his house because it was like, I guess he was embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
And then one day we convinced him to take us over, and like I felt so bad for him. Like,
Yeah. No, I do, and it's hard enough to because I don't think these guys ever, or women, whoever, say yes to these shows ever realizing what exactly they're getting into,
or that they'll get that
Make
far.
it that
exactly
far, yeah.
exactly. So, and now I think it's like he's having this conversation because they push it for sure. He's gonna regret having that conversation with his dad on national television. I guarantee it. And that's what I feel bad from. That's not helpful to him to have this conversation in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Unless he would have never had it otherwise, unless the show forced its hand kind of thing. But I mean, I'm sure we'll sort of pick up on that when we see it. Yeah. Now, we didn't see anything really of Brian's family except for those scenes where Rachel's family seemed to be there. And like Liv said, maybe it was a preview of something further along.
That's true.
Or somehow...
Well, I don't know. I feel like, pure speculation, obviously, I feel like Dean's not going to make it past hometowns.
No.
Because Rachel, I think she still really wants to bang Brian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they got that mad sexual chemistry.
They wanted to bang since the first impression rose.
Brian and Peter, she wants to bang big time.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird, like... the only thing is that like, okay, so he met her family, but usually you meet the family at like some exotic location. So that looked like someone's house. It was all confusing, and I don't know what's going on.
Like maybe Brian has family in Dallas, or maybe some of family happen to be in Miami, where Brian's from. I don't know.
Sometimes they have a family pop in, like Raven got to go to.
That's true.
His hometown.
Yeah, like, well, they were
early
in
the
hometown,
season,
but still, like, she got to go to the soccer game,
and that was weird. I remember being like, "Oh, I've never seen that before."
Yeah,
that was weird. Now, Sarah, you and Andy, you're going to be at the wedding next week.
Yes,
so
we are a wedding. We will give you like at least a recording of something the night, because we can watch it on the Monday, but it'll be too late to connect with you guys that night.
That's the episode we'll probably talk about. The fantasy suites coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who's going to bang and who's not? Now, do you think, is everyone banging this time?
Yeah.
We getting a full 3-man bang?
I think she is a very strong woman. And I think if she wanted to, she wouldn't have any problem with doing that. I think she would want to, like, she's just very confident. Sometimes men or women, if they're not confident, I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't even just great for them to do it, just for their own mental decision. Like, I do think it kind of screwed up Nick. I think he had a hard time deciding what to do afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think she will. I think it will help her, because I think she has a hard time showing her emotions she always talks about. So she might need this, like, visceral thing to help her decide. So I do think...
I think she will.
And they're all hot, so why not?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Thankfully, there have been trailblazers in the past. Like, and I didn't watch like the first bunch of seasons of The Bachelorette, but I'm pretty sure there was a time when it was like they didn't bang everyone, much like they would wait a long time before kissing anyone. Where now it's like first episode you kiss someone. So it's
definitely a different world. Just quickly, need to talk about Married at First Sight, Second Chances. I hate David. He is a disgusting liar. He was the main guy that was looking for women. He's a piece of shit. Oh, Vanessa, I really hope it works out with you too. That's him.
I hope some of our patrons watch that show, because when
they do.
So when we get the chat together, we're gonna have a big long chat. With you and
Food Hussy watches it, so she's already been tweeting at me.
Just a quick update on our preseason predictions.
Ooh, okay.
So Andy's got Peter. He's got one left because Matt was his dark horse, eliminated.
Great dark horse.
I've got Peter and Eric. Liv's got Peter and Eric, and Sarah, you've got Brian and Peter.
Yeah.
Wow. My dark horse, bad. Peter, that I still
Sarah,
stand
you're the
by.
only one who picked Brian.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Kudos. Thank you. I don't think he'll win. I hope he doesn't. Doesn't seem real.
The thing that really bothers me is that this happens every time. The person we all pick always ends up winning. Like,
I know.
It's true.
It's just so obvious.
It is very obvious. The only one that ever surprised me was Catherine. Was
that one was surprising.
Like, what? But these ones all like, whatever. But also, woohoo! If they're in love.
Yeah, if they're in love, hey, whatever. Like JoJo and Georgia are still going.
They're still going. Flipping
Sean
a house.
and Caitlin still going.
Yeah, Sean and Caitlin's still going. So hey, it can happen. Get two hotties together. Who knows? Right?
Another reality show I'm watching. It is a Canadian one. I just want to throw it out there. Is Jillian from The Bachelor at Bachelor Family, Jillian, what's her last name?
Jillian
Harris?
Yeah.
She and her husband-to-be have a reality show now.
Oh, didn't even know that.
Yeah, and it's pretty. Have you ever watched Love It or List It, her show? It's very much like that, where they're like, oh, there's a big problem. What are we going to do? And everything. Yeah, it's pretty produced. But it is. And then there's some really real moments. It's very interesting. Anyways, Sarah's reality corner. I have no gossip except that, like, people, I think, you know, some people fall in love. I think Vinny and Raven fall in love.
That'd be cute. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I think that's what I think.
Yeah, I could see them together.
Chad's on Famously Single right now.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think he asked Katerina Smirnov. Is she from Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently, I saw a headline on E! that he asked her out on a date on the show. So.
Oh my God, something. So I don't know what just happened. We are recording this, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but Andy has another podcast that's Magic the Gathering podcast, and every time like he gets like a follower, he goes yes, and that just popped through my headphones, so I don't know if that popped through the recording as
we
well.
Didn't hear it.
I don't know
we
where.
didn't hear it, but
if it did, it'd be a
hilarious
cool
if it
sound
did,
effect.
yeah.
I don't know where it came from. I didn't touch anything.
Oh man.
Oh, it's like that was weird and scary. I'm sorry.
This is probably a good time to say goodbye to all
say
our
goodbye,
fabulous fans. Everybody, I hope you had a good episode.
Yeah.
That was a fun chat from us guys.
Yeah.
We're both in boiling hot apartments, respectively.
I'm about to have a cold shower.
I'm wearing a big t-shirt. Oh, nice.
I'm going to make a frozen pizza.
Oh, sick.
So we're doing great over here.
I'm going to the Eaton Center, so whatever.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's everybody. It. So, yeah. Listen to the stuff that happens at the end. That's what tells you what to do, right? Andy's better at finishing these episodes than me.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week. Liv and I will be doing a solo mission to talk about the hometowns with a special message straight out of the East Coast from Sarah and Andy.
Or at least on the way to the East Coast while we're in the car. Maybe my dad will pop in.
Ooh. That sounds great.
Yep.
Well, looking forward to it.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
If you want to contact us, you can reach out to us on social media. We're at The Bachelor Pod on Twitter, and individually, we're at Andy Holbone,
at Glenn McCauley,
at Olivia McCauley,
at the Sarah Hillier. That's @ THESARAHHILIER.
If you want to support the show directly, you can go to patreon.com/thebachelorpod and donate there. Otherwise, we're thebachelorpod@gmail.com for an email, and thebachelorpod.ca. That's our website.